What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my review, my commentary on the latest movie by Beyonce, Renaissance. It is absolutely amazing. I have some visuals, a couple of more slides worth of visuals to show you all, just add to my commentary. I'm so excited. Before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who love Beyonce. They were blessed to go on the tour and they enjoyed her performances live in person, or they also saw the movie and they really enjoyed it like I did. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. And perhaps there are some haters of Beyonce who are watching this video. If you choose to hit the dislike button, that also stimulates this video throughout YouTube's algorithm. All right, so with that being said, I absolutely enjoyed this movie. I saw it today, this afternoon. It's nearly 3 hours of absolute high energy, fun, and love. And the movie opens up with Beyonce singing Dangerously in Love. So it opens up with a very popular ballad from her very first solo album. And it is absolutely wonderful. You're singing along. I was singing along, and she was beautiful in a gown. And it just set the tone for beautiful costuming. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely breathtaking. And then you had the dancers. She even talked about how she never saw so many women before work on a set for a tour, and they showed all of the different female crew members who were wearing like the safety vest, and they were moving the props and helping to set up those elaborate stage props piece by piece. So many women of different age ranges as well as different races. It was definitely inspirational. So she showed all of the background crew members that worked to bring all the lighting and the audio and the stage sets to life. So it was great that she acknowledged the people who work behind the scene. In addition, we even saw one of the cities that she was in, there was actually some technical difficulty. There was like they lost power in all of the microphones. And then once Beyonce realized that there was no power, people couldn't hear her, she just simply walked off of the stage. And then they said we were working to get it back up. And then Beyonce said, okay, well, how about I just, change costumes? And then she appeared looking like a butterfly with these wings behind her. It was absolutely amazing. There was also a scene where she almost looked like a superhero. She was like in this silver, almost like a shining knight, if you will. It was like armor. And then she stepped out of the armor and was wearing like one of her signature silver like bodysuits that stopped at the hip, the upper thigh. And so I just thought that was so cool. I noticed the pieces of the armor coming off of her, but I didn't even realize it was something that she was going to walk out of. It was just visually just stunning. I loved it. I loved how she sang. She sang pretty much every single song from Renaissance. So like once the more she sang songs from Renaissance, I knew that we were inching towards the end of the movie. Once she was like on, America Has a Problem and Pure Honey, that's like the end of the album if you have Renaissance. And then we also went back to like the days with like Diva and Crazy in Love, and Naughty Girl, which is also from her first solo album. So it was very much so nostalgic and it was energizing. When she did the mute challenge, she did it in a city where they followed directions. Everybody was on the same page. Nobody goofed it up. She said, everybody on mute. And when I tell you, even the movie theater, we were on mute. I was holding my breath. The movie even showed Tracy Ellis Ross, how you could tell she was holding her breath. She wasn't even moving. and Cardi B, they had footage of her, and we know how much she likes to talk. Cardi B was mute, okay? When I tell you folks will follow Beyonce's directions, they will follow directions. But I have watched, because even here on YouTube, you can find footage of the Renaissance tour and the mute challenge, and you see cities where somebody jacked it up. And then you see quite a few cities where people got it together. And then you may recall Tammy Roman's video that she posted on her Instagram leading up to the Houston show. She said, now, Houston, we're going to get it together. We ain't going to be like these other people. And then her video cut to people who were like messing it up. There's like the famous, like the white girl who was like screaming, woo! And the black girl looks at her. She was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so Tammy played all of that. But yeah, she did the mute challenge, and like you just get so hyped. Like I had my arms waving, going in the air after like the mute challenge was over, and she got back to singing energy. It was just awesome. I absolutely loved it, and all of the beautiful costume changes. It was just breathtaking. So there were some really important moments. Now, of course, Diana Ross was on stage in September at one of the shows on Beyonce's birthday. You may have seen this clip on Instagram. You know, I watched all of the clips that I could get my hands on from the tour, you know, over the past few months. So Diana Ross led everyone singing happy birthday to Beyonce, and Beyonce thanked her for her sacrifice and her hard work. She said, everything that you went through has opened the door for me. And then they held hands and turned around and walked off the stage. And in the documentary, they put it in slow motion. It was great. Beyonce also did a tribute to Tina Turner. As you all recall, we lost Miss Turner this summer, and it was during the time that Beyonce was on tour. And the documentary even showed a clip years ago from when Beyonce met Tina Turner, and they gave each other this huge hug. And Beyonce sang a song that Tina Turner sung. Mountain deep, yeah, yeah, yeah. River deep, mountain high. That song I remember from the movie about her life, What's Love Got to Do with It? And there was a producer named Phil Spector who produced the record. That is what Beyonce sang in tribute to her while on the tour. That was pretty impressive to me because obviously she had not rehearsed that record. It was not a part of her normal stage routine. And yet she was able to rehearse it like one time, memorize the words to that song. She may have always known that song, but you know, I don't know. That song was recorded definitely before we were born. I imagine the first time she heard it was when the movie came out. We would have been in middle school. And so I just thought that was impressive that she was able to add that song to the lineup for the next show after Miss Turner passed away. And then, of course, there is the Les Twins, the very popular dancers that she added to her tour. It's pretty obvious her employees at Parkwood Entertainment, they definitely look at social media to find out who is super talented, who's trending, and she adds them to her roster of talented people. Also, right in the picture below Diana Ross, one of her dancers who's in the black leotard, the black Leo, her name is Amari. And I really wanted to highlight her because she's, you know, thickum, she's thick like me. And she is one of Beyonce's dancers. And I felt really much so represented and included when I watched this documentary style concert movie, because Beyonce did not have to hire her. It is not every day that you see a background dancer, especially for a huge singer, be thick, you know? And so it felt good to really see Amari, and she did absolutely awesome. And I just really give kudos to Beyonce for not being discriminatory based off of someone's physical appearance, but she sees all shapes and sizes as beautiful and definitely realistic. So thank you for that, Beyonce. And Amari was like the person who watched over and tended to Blue Ivy. So we all know that Blue Ivy went on tour with her mom and she performed on stage with her. And the documentary even talked about how Blue Ivy was getting criticized about her performance. And Beyonce said that, she wished that her daughter didn't even have access to the negative comments. But she said that, it made her work really hard. In fact, the documentary cut away to Mr. Knowles, Beyonce's dad. And he said, after Blue read those negative comments, she like rehearsed harder and harder. Like, I'll show y'all, I'll show you. And that's a Knowles right there. That's a Knowles. So Matthew Knowles was proud of his granddaughter that she did not give up after the negative comments, but it made her keep rehearsing and she kept getting better. As you may know, a blogger, Tasha K, she even said negative things about Blue, and it caused Miss Tina to make a video on Instagram where she was playing Beyonce's You Won't Break My Soul record, and she was talking about, it's just such a shame when people have to always be so critical and mean. And then, in my opinion, I think that Tasha K wanted to trend even if it meant on a negative level, and she wanted it to get back to Beyonce's camp. I don't think that it's going to lead to any opportunities, but I think that's just what she wanted to do. And then later, Tasha K was complimenting Blue Ivy on her performance. So then she flipped it. But I think she just wanted to kind of trend and kind of catch the attention of Beyonce and her family. And she did, but I don't think it's going to lead to anything. I don't think it was worth it. So I thought that these were definitely some highlights to include. And there are more highlights that I wanted to share with you all. So Miss Tina, of course, she was a part of the documentary. We all saw her. If you watch the clips, she definitely attended, I'm guessing, pretty much all of the tour dates. A lot of the celebrities that went to Beyonce shows, they kicked it with her, like Oprah and Gayle. And we even saw members of Destiny's Child, including LaToya and LaTavia. They were in the documentary. They all met backstage with Beyonce. She said that that was the first time that it had ever been all 5 of them: Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, LaToya Luckett, LaTavia Roberson, and Michelle Williams. Now, of course, LaToya and LaTavia never worked with Michelle, but they are a part of the original 4, and then Michelle was with them 5. There was also a 6th member, a young lady named Farrah. She did not stay with Destiny's Child long at all. She's in the Say My Name video, but that's pretty much it. I'm guessing she was in the group for literally about 90 days, and then I'm guessing they must have given her like a 90-day trial period and it did not work. And then it was just the 3 of them, Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle. But it was great to see them all there. Beyonce said that it was a lot of healing, and I think that that's great. I was in college. I mean, if Destiny's Child went to college, they would have been also in college at the same time when they got rid of LaToya and LaTavia and replaced them with Farrah and Michelle. And for all of us fans of Destiny's Child at the time, it was quite confusing because it's not like the fans were given the heads up. It was literally, we turned on our TVs in our dorm rooms. We saw this Say My Name video. And who are these 2 girls? Harpo, who are these women? And then Beyonce and her dad just kind of took the charge of telling all of us that those were the 2 new members. They had gotten sued by LaToya and LaTavia. And I remember Matthew Knowles telling MTV reporters, well, the Temptations have had hundreds of members. And I just remember watching all of the coverage on it and just thinking, well, we don't really care about the Temptations. Like, we care about LaToya and LaTavia and the Destiny's Child group that we know. But, you let bygones be bygones. And we accepted Michelle Williams, and I bought the Destiny's Child music with, the Survivor album, and, it's all good. So we also saw, of course, Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, was there. And of course, Jay-Z. We pretty much just saw him like in the crowd, like cheering Blue on. There was a scene where he's talking to Blue and he's like, you're my child, so I know you. I can tell when you're nervous. I can tell when you're feeling it. I can tell all of that. And we also saw If you look in the top right corner, you may see a girl with the pregnant belly. That is Crystal Torres, Beyonce's trumpet player. She was pregnant this summer. Beautiful girl, obviously high energy. And Beyonce said, when Crystal told me she was pregnant, I've known Crystal for so many years. So I was so happy for her. She said, and I feel like all of us, we've bonded with that baby, like it's going to be our baby. So I found that to be really touching because typically in corporate America, I mean, I don't have any kids, but I've had female coworkers tell me some wild things that management has said to them, just asking like, are you and your husband planning on having any more kids? How about this time frame? I thought that was insane. And just people, almost kind of treating a woman differently upon discovering that she's pregnant. So to know that Beyonce was so excited for her and she did not sit her down and wasn't looked at negatively, that is such a huge blessing. And it speaks volumes that Beyonce doesn't think that, she has to look at her staff necessarily as replaceable, dispensable, and she just embraces where they are at that point in their lives. I thought that was great. And then I have a picture of Beyonce just showing like her legs and her knees. She had knee surgery. I'm sure you may have heard that. She actually had knee surgery a month before starting the rehearsals for the Renaissance tour. And her mom said she was so concerned because Beyonce rehabbed so fast. And they showed footage of her working with a physical therapist, doing lunges and squats to get ready for the rehearsals, to get ready for the tour. And they showed her knees swollen and bruised after the surgery. So I just think that that really speaks to her tenacity and her hard work ethic. And the picture in the top middle is Miss Tina with her brother John, also known as Johnny. Beyonce and Solange would know him as Uncle Johnny. If you have the Renaissance album on your devices, then you know about the song Heated. Uncle Johnny made my dress that cheap spandex. She looks a mess. I love Heated. I love that album. But Johnny was actually very instrumental in the early days of Destiny's Child. Beyonce said that her mom and her Uncle Johnny designed a lot of their clothes in those early years because she said no designers were trying to dress, a Black girl group, Destiny's Child. So my uncle and my mom did our designs. And Tina talked about, her mom realizing that her son is gay and, our community can be homophobic. And so she said her mom told her son, if you can make people look and feel beautiful, they will love you. And she said that her brother being such a talented seamstress, that was like a protective coating over him. It was protection for him from hatred and homophobia. And she said that her mom taught him how to sew, how to design, and he did an awesome job. And it sounds like he had a high clientele, lots of satisfied customers. And this picture of Tina and Johnny, it actually becomes a backdrop when Beyonce performs Heated on her tour. And I thought that was such a personal touch. Miss Tina said in the film that she actually cried each time they were at a new city and she saw that picture of her and her brother. I thought that that was just absolutely beautiful. And so it's really a loving, loving film. If you have time, definitely go check it out. You will be dancing, you will be energetic. And, Beyonce at the end, she tells the people at the concert, capture this moment. Take a picture. Remember what you wore. Remember who you came with. And have love in your heart. And I hope you feel liberated. I hope you feel free. And also in the end, Beyonce talked about once being a serial people pleaser. That's why she loves the 40s, because she says she finally does not give a fuck. And I can absolutely relate. I feel like, if you grow up in a traditional home, like I've said in previous videos, my dad was a deacon, my goddad is a deacon, my brother-in-law is a deacon, and I was raised in a traditional home, complete with gender roles. And so you kind of get programmed into being a people pleaser. But the best thing about being like an older young chick, in your 40s, is that you kind of shed those layers of people pleasing, and then you learn not to give a fuck. So her theme of liberation and freedom definitely resonated with me, and I absolutely enjoyed this film. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments what are some of your favorite Beyonce songs, and just let me know, what do you think about her music videos, her movies. And I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. It would help me out so much, and it's a free way to support the channel. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I hope that you all are having a fantastic weekend, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.